And now we will learn all about managing tenants' data in QuickBooks Online. If you have any questions about this topic, you can leave them in the comments section below and I'll do my best to help you. And of course, if you feel the video helped you, I hope you will click like and don't forget to subscribe to get updates on new videos that come out all the time. In Q.B.O, tenants' records are set up in a hierarchy. This means that the first tenant on your customer list will not be an actual person. It will be the entire building or the entire property, or at least one of the properties that you have. So in our example, we're going to name one of the two buildings we own Peyton Place, and it has 4 units. And the other building that we're imagining this company owns as Holden the landlord will be Meadow Lane, and it also has 4 separate rentable units. That means it's 8 records, 4 under each building. And that's the way we would have to set it up. Now, in QuickBooks Online, one whole company is in one QuickBooks Online account. So it's possible for one company to own several properties, and it's possible for those properties to have several rental units. But make sure you don't buy a separate Q.B.O. QuickBooks Online account for each separate property that you have. If you have one company, for example, an S-Corp or an LLC that owns several properties, the entire S-Corp or the entire LLC should be the Q.B.O. account, and the individual properties, believe it or not, should be set up as customers. Now, this is the tenant list, and we're imagining the 4 people on the left are the ones who moved into Peyton Place, and the 4 people on the right are the ones who moved into Meadow Lane. So again, when you go to the window where you put in your list of tenants, you have to first put the name of the property before you can put the name of the unit. After you put the name of the unit, you then put the name of that particular tenant. So let's take a look. So now here we are in QuickBooks Online, and to get to your list of tenants, click Sales, and then click Customers. Actually, it's already here. If we clicked Invoices, we'd be over here, but if we click Customers, we're over there. Now, what it wants you to do is put in the name of the first customer, and then it will let you get to the list. I don't know why it does it this way, but let's just click into the customer name field and let's just type in Meadow, we'll leave it capital, Meadow Lane. And now that we put one customer, we can click Add a Customer, and this is what the window will look like from this moment forward when we come back and click Sales Customers. And this is the list, and we only have Meadow Lane. Now, we also have to click New Customer, and we have to, okay, so I don't know, I'll allow this because I don't care. We also have to add Peyton Place. Now, this is the window that would normally display when you come back to it to add new tenants or to add a new property with tenants under that property. So you would type in where it says company. You just type in the person's name, or actually, you're going to type in the other building, Peyton Place. And of course, if this were really a person, you'd put in the other relevant information and click Save. And now, when you look at your customer list, again, in order to do that, we click Sales. And of course the customer list. Now here's Meadow Lane, and here's the customer, here's Peyton Place, and now we will add the individual units first under them as jobs, and then we'll add the current specific tenants under the units. And now we'll add the units under Meadow Lane, 1A, 2B, 3C, and 4D. So let's take a look. When you click New Customer, you should click here and click Is sub-customer. And then you choose the actual customer you're under. So we click Meadow Lane, and where it says company, we type in A1, because this is Unit A1, the first apartment. Click Save. Now, notice when we go back, we click Sales, and we go back, A1 is indented, but it's indented specifically under Meadow Lane. Click New Customer, is sub-customer of Meadow Lane, and this one is 2B. Save, and notice both A1 and 2, if you click Sales and come back to the customer list, both A1 and 2B are units listed under Meadow Lane. New customer is sub-customer of Meadow Lane, and then we type in the name 3C. Save, and of course, click Sales, Customers, there you go. Still under the list. I don't know what order it chooses, but it's still there. One more for Meadow Lane. So we're going to click New Customer, and we're going to push 4D. And is sub-customer of Meadow Lane. Save. So now you can see Meadow Lane, after you click Sales, you can see Meadow Lane is the property, and these are the names of the units. Now, what about the occupants under the units? So we leave the units, and now we add the occupants under them. New customer is sub-customer of, now notice what I'm doing here, sub-customer of 1A, unit 1A is the current occupant, Alan Arby. Okay, he's the sub-customer of the unit. Click Save, and when I click Sales, now you can see 1A has Alan currently living there. Now when Alan moves out, you're going to make Alan inactive, but you will keep 1A, and you will keep 1A under Meadow Lane. So when Alan moves out, only this line will be inactive. This customer we will make inactive, and we will put in a new tenant under A1 with the new tenant's information. And that's the way to handle tenants moving in and out, so you always have a record of the apartment as well as the individuals. So let's add the remaining tenants. There's only 3 of them under Meadow Lane, and again it should be easy. You can follow along with me. New customer is sub-customer of, in this case it's a sub-customer of 2B, because the person in 2B is currently Betty. Okay, Betty Boop. And then we click Save. And then, of course, if you click Sales, we can see that Alan is under A1 and Betty is under 2B, and they're both active. Let's just finish Meadow Lane together. Is sub-customer of 3C. 3C, that's Candy Charles. Okay, save. Now, of course, click Sales to confirm that she's under 3C. And then, of course, 4D is Dave Deeney. And we all know that he's a sub-customer of 4D. And his name is Dave Deeney. Nice guy. And that's how you do it, and click Save. So that's how your building or property let's click Sales. Building property / unit / individual tenants should be set up. So Meadow Lane is set up properly. Now here's a challenge for you. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put in all of Peyton Place myself. I'm hoping that you could use the knowledge you learned in the past few minutes to pause the video yourself and put in Peyton Place yourself, and then when you come back to the video, and when I come back to the video, I will show you that Peyton Place has been put in and yours should look like mine. I'll see you in a moment. And now here we are back at the video, and if I scroll down very slowly, you can see that Meadow Lane is still here and everything is indented the way that I promised. And when I scroll down further and I get to Peyton Place, you can see the apartments are here indented under Peyton Place, and the current residents are also listed separately as indented under the specific apartment or unit. So if yours looks like this, congratulations. If not, then you will have to delete the customer from the list and then re-enter. Remember, you cannot delete the top one, you cannot delete the property until you delete all the units. And you cannot delete the unit until you delete, unless you delete, all the individuals that you have recorded in that unit. So of course you can make them inactive. You would double click, and then of course you would click Edit, and you would come back to the original window, and that would give you the ability to either make them inactive or change any of the data that you put in. Some of the best data about a tenant you can put right here where it says Notes. If you click here, you can type in notes, and you can type in the date and time that you took the notes, whatever text you want to write. And then whenever you come back to the notes of this tenant, you will remind yourself about things that are specific to this tenant. I won't save this change, but that's the way you would manage the tenant's data.